Let's listen to the text first this week. And going out from there, Jesus was going through Galilee. He didn't want anyone to know it because he was teaching his disciples. And he was telling them, the human one will be handed over into human hands. They will kill him. 3 days after they kill him, he will rise. And the disciples didn't understand what he was saying. They were afraid to ask him. Now, when they came to Capernaum and he was in a house, he asked them, "What were you discussing on the way?" They kept quiet because on the way they'd been discussing who was the greatest. And sitting down, Jesus began to teach them. And he says, "Whoever wants to be great among you must be least of all and the servant of all." And taking a little toddler, he stood her in their midst. And he said to them, "Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me. Whoever welcomes me welcomes not me, but the one who sent me." The story of our people. Lots of things going on in this text. Jesus, for the second time, predicts his death. Second time, the disciples show they don't understand it. And so Jesus offers correction. For me, this story drives towards the ending where Jesus demands of the disciples that they become like the least. And then he picks up one who in the eyes of the world is the least, the vulnerable child, a toddler, holding her in his arms. He promises that when they attend to the vulnerable child in their midst, the one who is at risk, it is like a sacrament of his presence. And not only a sacrament of his presence, but of the presence of the one who sent him. If you would like to make that point, make sure the child, the presence of that child is felt. This is one of those times I'd almost like to go out in the congregation and pick up a toddler that I know would trust me and tell the story with her or him in my arms. This story has a lot going on, as I said, and if you want to find out more about what I'm packing into this telling, you can check out this week's Working Preachers, where I tell the gospel, or I interpret the gospel on their behalf. Thank you so much for joining me.